This is askoffscript, and now I'm joined with the man that makes it happen. It's Keemstar. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing real good. I'm so excited about this. This has been so much work and effort, and it's finally happening in just a couple days.
Now, you're wearing a sexy little jersey there, Happy Punch. You're representing Happy Punch. Now, talk to us about that company and the prelims that you're bringing to this event.
Well, Happy Punch started as like what you guys do, media, right? Covering influencer boxing, well, YouTube boxing or crossover boxing, whatever term they want to give it right now. And then we started seeing, stars in the space that weren't really getting opportunities. We started representing fighters. We have two big fighters, Anthony Taylor and Saul Poppy, facing on this card. I hate it, by the way, because one of my guys is going to lose. I don't like it, but it's happening. We wore so many different hats, and we've been helping Mams Taylor and Misfits setting up these cards from the very beginning of Misfits. So it became natural when we wanted to do prelims for Happy Punch to come in and try that. So now we're wearing another hat. I'm excited. I'm so grateful for the opportunity, and I think we put together 4 good fights.
Absolutely. Now I wanted to touch base a little bit on that Saul Poppy versus Anthony Taylor fight. Now you put maybe your best fighters against each other. What was it like making that decision and making that fight happen?
It was Mams Taylor calling me 13 times in like a 1-hour period of me saying no and hanging up the phone until, it wasn't the fighters. Both Saul Poppy and Anthony Taylor wanted to fight each other. It was me trying to stall it as much as possible because I don't want Happy Punch fighters fighting each other, but they're going to have to at some point. I just didn't know it was going to happen in 07. I wanted to push that off to like 15 or something. But, eventually, we had to come to terms with the fact that not too many people will fight Saul Poppy, and Anthony Taylor will fight anyone. So, that's what it really came down to, so we got it done.
Now, as these are your fighters, win or lose, what is next for both opponents, both Saul Poppy and AT?
If Anthony Taylor wins this, I want to see, Anthony Taylor get a rematch with Tommy Fury or get a chance at JJ, right? If Saul Poppy wins this, I think Saul Poppy deserves a shot at JJ in the Philippines.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. Now, let's talk a little bit about Saul Poppy. Why do you think he's such a feared opponent in the YouTube boxing space? Why do you think so many people are actually avoiding him?
It's strange. Dad over in Creator Clash, you're familiar with him. He's a dancer, right?
Is that the run?
That is amazing.
Yeah. So, what is going on with these guys that are dancers first and then go into boxing, and they're really good at boxing? So, Saul Poppy, same thing. You always wanted to be a dancer.
You does see dancing
on TikTok. And, he's come to the sport of boxing. He's learned it real fast. This is only his 4th fight. I know there's tons of rumors out there that he has all these amateur records. No, he doesn't. And if he does, show me footage. Get the proof, all right? Fake news out there. Stop that. But, this is his 4th fight. He just started boxing. And the fact of the matter is he's putting more work and, he's learning the sport faster than, his peers.
Now, as a man that has involvements behind the scene, I just wanted to ask you, 3 rounds. What is that about? So some fans have been complaining, some fans are absolutely fine with it. I want to know your opinion.
So here's the truth of it. Saul Poppy had a fight for this event, which was not Anthony Taylor. That opponent got injured. The budget was already spent, right? So, the pay had to be the same with a much tougher opponent, which is Anthony Taylor.
Okay.
So you have to get something in negotiations, and one of the things that, we asked for is less rounds.
Okay.
Because you have to get something, right? You're taking a much tougher fight.
Yep.
And because, the money was already spent and, there wasn't money to get, so that's what we did. And then, of course, that created opportunity for JJ to say that he can't, only do 3-round Poppy. But it would be interesting to find out if it really is 3-round Poppy, 2-round Poppy, or 1-round Poppy.
Yeah.
We're going to find out May 13th. But to JJ, Saul Poppy just said, okay, you want me to do 4 rounds? I'll do 4 rounds with you, JJ.
There you go.
Okay. Now, this is a KSI event. And this time, KSI is facing a professional boxer, Joe Fournier. Now, what do you make of that fight? Obviously, last time we saw Jake Paul with a professional boxer, he lost that fight. Do you think a YouTuber is finally going to beat the professional boxer?
I do. I think JJ is going to come out on top and win this fight, but I also think that everybody is underestimating Joe. I think Joe is going to bring a real challenge to the JJ. And, we don't really know what Joe can do, but also we don't know what JJ can do because we haven't seen JJ in a real competitive fight yet. This is the real test. And I think JJ has an edge, but we'll see.
Absolutely.
Now, as a man that knows a lot of goings on behind the scenes, I wanted to know, could you give off script any exclusive, any potential banger fights coming up in the future?
Well, Nichlmao, you know, he fought Jay Swindler. He was robbed, by the way. You know, I think he won that fight. I think a lot of people online thought he won that fight. So we were working on a rematch, and then unfortunately we got hit that Jay Swindler is retiring to focus on content.
Shame.
So Nick has been robbed twice now. He's not going to get his rematch. But right now we're working on Nick and Alex Wassabi being tag team partners.
Against maybe a B. Dave and Pineda?
Yeah, and we're looking for opponents. We don't know who those opponents are going to be yet.
Well, you got us to if you need. If you got us to if you need. So the final question I have for you, obviously we've spoken a lot about Saul Poppy, we've spoken about KSI. Now that fight is on the horizon. If they were ever to cross paths, how's that fight going to end?
I've known JJ for a decade. I love the man. Saul Poppy's my fighter. I think he's one of the most talented people in the space. I don't know. I really don't know. You know, have we seen enough from JJ to know what his skill level actually is? Have we seen enough from Saul Poppy? I mean, these fights are ending really early.
Sure.
You know, I don't know how that ends, but I want to see it, and I think the world does.
Absolutely. Now, did you have any final messages to those people for this prelims card and for this whole event?
A lot of people said that Wings of Redemption would not get on that plane. He is right there. I'm looking at him.
I'm looking at him here.
A lot of people said that Boogie would never fight. He's also here. We've done the impossible. We're trying to break the internet, and we might break the ring when 800 pounds face off inside that ring May 13th.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
really
much.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.